Okay, I know it's been a while since I made a video. Oh, 1 second, I want to check one thing. The title of this video is gonna be, I'm making the video now, I haven't written the fucking title yet. Guns for all law-abiding citizens of St. Maarten. Now I'm gonna tell you a boring story, bear with me, it's cute. It's funny. I've been on 4 Caribbean cruises, 3 Carnival. You can talk to Yankee Marshall about Carnival. He had a couple of issues with them. 1 Costa, yeah, Costa, the same one, and fucking the fucking boat tipped over, yeah, that. Now my cruises were in the Caribbean. One was 95, 96, I think. My niece is gonna be 18 next month. She was 2. Her, my mother, my father, my brother-in-law, my sister, and my grandmother. My grandmother passed away last month. Anyway, that was our first cruise. My parents, my sister, my brother-in-law, my older niece, and my grandmother. My sister would later have another daughter and another son, but it was all of us going on a cruise. First island we went to was Puerto Rico. We went from Florida on the cruise to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was a wasted stop. Before you go crazy, I'll tell you why. We went to Puerto Rico at 6 o'clock at fucking night. Is the camera on? Yeah, if we got the fucking cameras on or not. Okay. We went to Puerto Rico 6 o'clock at night and we left 2 o'clock in the morning. All the stores were closed and it was a wasted trip. But I went on another cruise a year later that took off from Puerto Rico. And on the way home from that cruise, I took a fucking tour of the island before my plane back to New York. So, but anyway, this cruise went to Puerto Rico 6 o'clock at night, left at 2 a.m. And when we woke up the next morning, we were already parked and docked in St. Thomas. Then we went to the third stop, which was St. Maarten. I've been on 4 cruises, all in the Caribbean. I've been to every Caribbean island, I think, except Jamaica and Cuba. Maybe there's one of the fucking island, but I've pretty much been to every Caribbean island, mostly. Bahamas, you name it. The cruise stops for 1 day on the fucking island, you walk around. Okay, some cruises go to 3 islands in 6 days. Some cruises go to 5 islands in 6 days. Well, the most beautiful island I've ever seen in my life was St. Maarten. M-A-A-R-T-E-N. Maarten. Now, St. Maarten is owned half Dutch, half French. There's a funny story about St. Maarten. We get to St. Maarten, me and my parents went on a shopping excursion into the fucking town. And my grandmother went with my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece to the beach. Okay? And when we got done shopping, we met them at the beach. And my grandmother, she was the best. Some dirty motherfucker was walking around completely naked with his little granddaughter also completely naked. Yeah, you love the French, don't you? And my grandmother was like, that fucking dirty old man with that little girl. My grandmother wanted to fucking punch the guy. But on the flip side, my brother-in-law got to look at a naked woman. You know, my brother-in-law's up at the bar ordering a drink, and there's a woman ordering a drink too, and my brother-in-law had on his sunglasses. He stared directly at her, and my sister was right there. And my brother-in-law was looking at a fucking naked woman with my sister right there in front of him. He didn't even give a shit. It was funny as hell. So, yeah. And when I got to the fucking new beach, all the new women were gone. Anyway, this is the island of St. Maarten. Now, obviously, we're not going to defend Grandpa and the naked girl. That's fucking disgusting by our standards. But there are a lot of law-abiding citizens in St. Maarten. And this Facebook page, I'm going to ask the guy if he has a YouTube channel. I'm going to ask him tonight. This Facebook page is to raise awareness about gun ownership. So I sent the PM to the dude and I said, listen man, what are the gun laws like in St. Maarten? Because I can't find gun laws out there. I can't find any. I'm interested in the gun laws. I'm interested, you know me, the gun laws in all the states, the gun laws in Europe. What are the gun laws like in St. Maarten? And he said to me, they're like Europe. Guns for criminals and politicians only. Now, I've said time and time again, no criminal, no politician, same thing, no politician has ever been so against guns they told their bodyguard not to carry one. Okay? Adolf Hitler, anti-gun politician, carried 2 loaded handguns everywhere he went, had a detachment of Schutzstaffel wherever he went, had armed guards at his fucking fortress in the mountains. Okay? But he didn't want the subhuman races to have guns. We know why. All anti-gun politicians are hypocrites. Every last one of them. I don't care if they're American, English, French, Chinese, Cuban. Every anti-gun politician is a hypocrite. Every single one. Now what happens is you have innocent people. St. Maarten is a beautiful island. And there are a lot of innocent people there that are being attacked by criminals. And they cannot own guns at all. Just like in China. Only guns for the government. Why would a communist country want to have the guns for the government, not the people? I don't know. But we bitch and moan about our fucking gun laws, okay? We bitch and moan, you know, New York City, okay? New York City, there's no pre-banned magazines in New York City. New York State, I can have a fucking 1,000-round magazine, pre-banned, it's mine, even if it's new in the box. New York City, if you owned an 11-round magazine, the minute the ban went into effect in '94, it's yours. If not, 10 rounds only for the handgun. Rifles in New York City, 5 rounds, yes. And they have a ban on New York City rifles this fucking long. And I've done reviews on New York City. Washington, D.C. had to go to the Supreme Court and beg to get fucking handguns. Okay? And our buddy Emily Miller, who was a reporter for the Washington Times, I talked about her a few times, she complains about the fucked up gun laws. You gotta get on your knees and beg the city to let you get a handgun. Chicago and several other cities in Illinois went to the Supreme Court with the same problem 2 years later. Chicago is the last city to not have, Illinois is the last state to not have a carry conceal law written. Okay? New Jersey practices no issue. Hawaii practices no issue. In fact, Hawaii, it's a first-degree felony to have a loaded gun in your car. Unless you're like a cop or a bail bondsman or you have a carry license in Hawaii, which is impossible to get. So you could be in Hawaii, have a loaded gun in your car, okay? And you are in more trouble than someone that shoots a police officer. Think about that, okay? 10-round magazine here. No weapons accessory ban here. Approved and disapproved gun list here. This and that, and then all this other fucking bullshit. You know, New York City, $340 for handgun license, gotta go to Manhattan to get it. $140 for a long gun license, gotta go to Manhattan and get it. Blah, 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 blah. I go on forever. We bitch and moan about how fucking bad our gun laws are. You know, California this, and Illinois that, and New Jersey this, and Massachusetts that. Well, I could go to St. Maarten today. In my boat. Yeah, I have a fucking boat outside my house. I can get in a boat and go to St. Maarten now. And I can bring back 6 people. I'll bring 1 person to Washington, D.C., 1 person to Chicago, Illinois, 1 person to New York City, New York, 1 person to New Orleans, Louisiana, 1 person to San Francisco, California, and 1 person to Boston, Massachusetts. Can I count? Is that okay? And they'll be happy. Because imagine how it is when you have no gun rights. Okay? You have no gun rights at all. My buddy Ted, Kiwi Ted Fernie, who lives in New Zealand. Okay? Kiwi Ted Fernie has weapons that you will not find in a museum. He has 1 million different gun licenses in New Zealand. He has a whole fucking collection of guns like you wouldn't fucking believe. He's got guns our grandfathers didn't see in the war. He's got every gun. You know, I said to him one time, I said, you know, Ted, I'm so fucking jealous of you because you got all these guns. He said to me, well, Vinny, I have them, but you can use them. Ted said to me in New Zealand, you cannot shoot anybody under any circumstances. You can literally walk into a fucking room and catch a guy raping your mother, and you can't shoot him. Okay? So, There's no self-defense laws there. Look at the guy in England. He fucking blasted a guy with a shotgun as the guy was in his home, backing him up against the wall and attacking him. He's in prison. In America, that's self-defense. We had a young girl in December do that. She shot a guy with a shotgun as he was advancing on her baby. Okay, that's the justifiable homicide here, murder in England. Justifiable homicide here, murder in New Zealand. Justifiable homicide in here, but you can't even do it in St. Martin. Okay, no gun laws. I didn't even ask about knives and pepper spray and self-defense law. I should ask about that. But I just wanted you to raise awareness to the Facebook page. I'm going to show you. I can't do it on my iPad. Put my iPad away. We're going to go over to the computer now, and I'm going to show you the Facebook page. Okay? I'm covering the camera for security reasons. There's a lot of things I don't want you to see in my house, like the entrances and shit. This is what the page looks like. Guns for all law-abiding citizens of St. Maarten. M-A-A-R-T-E-N. And this is literally going to be the title of my video. Okay, security, 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 security. Down, 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 down. I don't want you guys to see my doors and windows. I know. Well, the problem is the Second Amendment should not just be, well, America has the right to bear arms. No. Every single solitary law-abiding citizen on our planet should have the right to keep and bear arms. No question. I don't give a fuck if you're a citizen in China, in Cuba. You should have a right to own a firearm to protect yourself. Even if the government limits you one. Okay? Even if the government says you can have one handgun only. Even if the government says you can have one rifle only. I would rather the government tell me have one handgun or one rifle. That's like doing Israel. In Israel, they limit how many guns you can have. One handgun or one rifle or one shotgun or 2 revolvers. Okay? I would rather have limits than none. I would rather the law enforcement tell me, okay, I can have one handgun. This is fully loaded, by the way. This is ready, so I'm going to be very careful with it. Okay? Finger off the trigger. Finger off the grip safety. Safety is on. Okay? It's pointed down at the table. Okay? The government tells me, Vinny, you're allowed to have one gun and one gun only. This one. Take the Glock away and destroy it, you fucking communist. Okay? I'd rather have one gun only than none at all. I usually take the guns, but these are heated. These are hot, so they're down and angled. The symbolism with this, in case you're too stupid to fucking realize it, is we are always ready. The weapon is loaded, full mag, round in chamber, safety on, hammer back, condition 1. This is representing that we as citizens of America are always ready to fight our threats. Yeah, I know, fucking symbolism. Alright, let me put it away before I fucking have an accident and become a Brady statistic. Okay, fuck the Brady campaign too. Watch the Brady campaign go to St. Martin and defend their rights to keep the citizens disarmed.